And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Words I Choose to Live By here on Amazon Live, even though Amazon was a little late connecting with us. But they are there with us now. Hello to you, Amazon Live. I'm glad you could be with us for another great segment of Words I Choose to Live By here on Amazon Live. And of course, I'm not by myself. I'm joined by our co-hosts, Dr. Velma Bagby, Melissa Banks, and Tina Siemens. We're going to be discussing week number 39 from my book. You all can see it there, Words I Choose to Live By. I have it highlighted for you guys in the carousel. Carlita Green, hello to you over on Amazon. And thank you so much for the follow. If you guys are not following, do like Carlita just did. Hit that follow button either here in this corner or down below. You also will see my books as well as the books from our co-host as well. As I mentioned, though, we are going to be discussing week number 39 this week. The topic is You Have What It Takes. I want to say a quick hello to official Ed Porter. Hello to you over there on IG. We are simulcasting, so welcome us tuning in on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and on Instagram. But ladies, hello to you and welcome back to the broadcast.
Hello. Excited to be here.
Hello, hello.
Look, always a pleasure to have you all on. And as I mentioned, all of your books and shows are here on Amazon. So I'll be kind of shuffling through those as we're going through. But we have another great lesson for us today. And that is, again, is week number 39 from my book. So for those who are new to Word That Choose to Live By, the way my book is set up is there are affirmations for every day, but every week also has like a kickstart to kind of help you with this week. And since we are starting a new week, so it's You Have What It Takes. It's on page number 115 for those who have the print edition of the book. Here's to another week of reaching for your full potential and not allowing the fear of what won't happen keep you from experiencing what can. You have been endowed with the power to change the world in an amazing way. It's up to you to harness it and make the most of each and every opportunity. Do not accept anything less. And for me, this message is so important, I think, for anyone who may have felt like because of their geographic location, maybe they couldn't do certain things, or because of their height, maybe they couldn't do certain things. But this reminds us that you are special exactly how you are. So I want to kick it off to my co-host, Dr. Bam. You're going to kick us off. How has it helped you to know that you have been given everything you need to succeed in your lane?
It keeps me moving forward, but I want to be honest, I wasn't always in this place. I remember when I read this, I thought about a time when I was so fearful because I really was an introvert. I was very shy and nervous about speaking in front of a group, and I was just petrified. And I remember going after a position, my supervisor encouraged me to take the supervisory exam. And because I had designed a program to train new employees on our new electronic system, that was going to be the leading topic for the interview to make it on the list. Well, I got into my head. They knew I was a shoo-in. Everybody did, because I was training that class I had designed. And I got in there and got into my head. And I was so nervous and petrified, I bombed miserably. I was embarrassed because everybody knew I knew the content. And so as a result, I came back to the office and told my supervisor, I am not taking that exam ever again. That was the introvert in me. That was the me that didn't want to rise to the occasion. And she told me, if it comes up again, you're taking it. That's what she said to me. And I stormed back to my, kind of like a parent to a child, stormed back to my cubicle and said, I don't know what she's talking about. I'm not taking it. And a year later, I said, okay, if this is meant for me, let me get myself together, get out of my head and move forward. And I passed the exam. And from there, I moved up to deputy administrator. So I'm just saying that had she not been there to help me get out of my head, and I learned from that situation, and I haven't forgotten. I always go back to that anytime I feel a little nervous about anything that I have to approach or do in the week. So that helps me to keep moving forward. Now that I know now that God is walking with me, that he is leading me, that he's called me for purpose, that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I am in the lane I'm supposed to be in. Then I don't have that issue anymore. But back then, it was difficult for me.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. Tina, what about for yourself? I mean, what has it been like for you to recognize that you've been endowed with what you need to succeed in your lane?
Well, just like Dr. Bellamy said, I have not always embraced it. I probably knew it, but
Hmm.
to acknowledge it was where I was stuck. And I remember as she was talking about a workplace, I was preparing to take an exam in Albuquerque, New Mexico, for our construction company to be licensed in New Mexico. And just as I was like literally minutes before I walked into the exam room, I got a call that my mother-in-law had had a massive stroke in Canada and that she would probably not make it. And so I was not in my right mind to take a 3-hour test. And of course, I did not make it at that on that particular day. And so I knew it would take another time. If I was going to do this, I would have to really get that behind me. And she did pass, and we flew and had the funeral and all of that. But then I came back and I said, if we needed those licenses to be able to move forward in our construction business. And so I had to really will myself to go down that path, make the trip to Albuquerque again, and to literally I walked in the same bathroom and I just knelt right there and I said, Lord, you've got this. You know that we need this. I cannot do this on my own. And then all those memories started coming back from the last go round.
Hmm.
And it was just so difficult. So often I think I'm my biggest critic. I'm the one that's in the way. And then I always have to tell myself Philippians 4 verse 13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And that is what keeps me moving forward when there's so many obstacles that come across my pathway that just say, you are not meant to do this, you can't do this. But then if we know that this is our purpose and the tools are there, then we just have to literally apply them and move forward with almost like hard-headedness. I am going to do this, and then that's when we can, because we can't do it out of our own strength.
Such a great point. Thank you for sharing that. Hello to you, Lisa, Joka, Sugar Ray. Good to be able to see you guys over there on IG. Appreciate all you guys coming in over there on Amazon as well. Really powerful responses to this. And I want for our audience, for those who are just coming in, if you're wondering what we're talking about, we're discussing week number 39 in my book, Words That Choose to Live By. You guys probably see this book. You're probably tired of it by now. Every morning, you probably see me reading something from this book. Well, we're discussing message number 39. You have what it takes. And each one of our co-hosts are sharing what it's been like in the walk in that. Melissa, the question to you as well, what has it been like for you to realize that you've been endowed with what you need to succeed in your lane?
I really wish I could say that I have overcome those thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
However, the truth of the matter is that's a constant thing for me. And I have shared on this platform and others the years of domestic violence. One of the things in that period in my life that never leaves me is I can hear the abuser's voice saying, as long as I control your mind, I control you. And I can remember that. I can hear it in his voice when those thoughts come to me. And that causes me to not think I'm worthy, not think I have what it takes, not think that I deserve some of the compliments or some of the praise that I get. And sometimes it quiets my voice. What I have learned though is I don't have to stay in that place. When I get into that place, I reach for my arsenal. And I tell people all the time, I associate it with the emergency management career that I had. We didn't wait for the emergency to happen. We were already prepared. So when an emergency came, or we saw signs of a weather emergency or some other type of emergency, we simply pulled out what we had already prepared for the time. So what has worked for me is when those thoughts go back to mind, I'm not worthy, or I'm in a place where people there think more more smart than me, or more intelligent and have more. I go to my arsenal and I use those words of affirmation. I use those words that changes that channel in my mind, that clouds out that voice from the past, that quiets me at times. And that's how I keep moving. And sometimes it's not because things are not going well, things can be going great. And
Yeah.
those thoughts and those feelings come back into your mind. So my advice and what I would have to say that keeps me going is being able to replace those thoughts with positive thoughts, the things that I love about me, and reminding myself that my mind controls me, and then that
Mhm.
controls my actions, and that's what keeps me going.
I love
Yes.
that. And thank you so much for sharing that. I want to say again, for those who are just tuning in, welcome. You're watching Words I Choose to Live By here on Amazon Live. That's where we're broadcasting primarily, but we're simulcasting on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, as well as on Instagram. We're joined by my co-host, Dr. Velma Bagby, Melissa Banks, and Tina Siemens. Again, we're discussing week number 39 because it's the 39 week of 2024. The topic for the week is You Have What It Takes. Now, this message it starts off by saying, though, here's to another week of reaching for your full potential and not allowing the fear of what won't happen keep you from experiencing what can. So, Tina, I'm going to throw this to you. What has helped you to allow fear to stop you and to focus on the negative instead of the positive?
I think just getting out of that spot, sometimes just moving into a different room or different setting, or just I loved what my mom did just before she passed, like a week before she passed of pancreatic cancer, and she was in so much pain. And
Mm,
she said, I'm having a good morning. Can you take me to a friend of mine who's been homebound in a wheelchair?" And so we did. And she spent about 30 minutes with this friend of hers. And when she came out, she said, "Girls, I don't have any issues." She went to somebody that had it harder than she did, and sometimes that just keeps me accountable. Like I might get into a spot where feeling sorry for myself, or things are just really hard, or so many things are not going as you planned, but then to stop and reevaluate what's somebody else going through, and by concentrating on somebody else makes my things less hard or seem hard to do. So for me, it is just getting out of my own mind of, if I want to start wallowing in a hardship, then to just get up. And uh, years ago, I was in church, and a lady said uh, during testimony, she said, "I don't have anything to say, but I had to get up because the devil was sitting in my lap, and I just had to let him fall off of my lap." And so often it is that we are our own worst enemy when it comes to tying us down with the thoughts of negativity. So just getting out of our own negative thinking helps us move forward in the direction that we know we want to be.
such a great point. Melissa, what about for yourself? What has helped you to focus on what is possible instead of what is not?
When I get in that place, I simply look at what's going on, what God has already done, where He
Mhm.
brought me. Not that long ago, I thought my business was gone. It wasn't gone. It was just rebirth. So I start just listening things that are happening that are good. So often we focus on the things that didn't work. That sale that I had that fell flat, or that post that I thought was going to get 10,000 attraction got zero. So we often focus on those things that didn't work. And then I'll look and say, wow, that was just not a good month. But
Mm,
then I pause and I start looking at what really happened. If I look over 2024, and this, so many amazing things happened. Now there were some things that didn't work. There were some things that had me up at night because it wasn't working, or it didn't pay off as I thought.
mhm.
And when I change that focus becomes what happened that was great. And that, even though I'm afraid, I took on some big fears this year that were big to me, maybe not big to other people, but were big for me. And I had to just do it while afraid. And I'll say this, that those words has to become part of who you are, doing it afraid. And
Yeah.
one key to that, besides looking at what worked instead of what didn't work, is having people to get in your ear. You got to have the right people in your ear saying the right words to push you into places that you would not have worked for yourself. Not that long ago, I did a speech called It Pushed Me, because if you don't have things to push you into those uncomfortable places, You're going to stay where it feels comfortable. And if you stay where it feels comfortable, then you won't be able to move forward. You won't be able to move in fear. You won't have the confidence to move in fear because you're going to stay where it feels good.
Yeah, love that. Such a great point. Hello to you, David Atkins. Good to see you over there on IG. TMPW Designs Poetry and Art. Hello to you over there on IG as well. Appreciate you guys over there on YouTube as well. If you guys have any questions or comments for the panel, make sure you guys put those in too. We'd love to be able to have those. Dr. Bama, same question to you. What has helped you to not focus on the things that have not happened or are not working, and instead put your energy where things are?
I try not to think about anything concerning what should or could have, would have. I try not to do that because, like I said at the last episode that we had together, I am committed to allowing God to help me through every step of this process. And sometimes when things don't turn out the way I had expected them to, I say, well, that's what you wanted to happen, God, then I'll keep moving. When you're ready to do blah blah blah, you'll make sure blah 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 happens. So I try not to hold on to those things as if I'm controlling them, because I'm not. I will do what I need to do. I'll make every effort towards what I believe is the assignment at the time, and I'll keep pushing forward, because I do believe that we all have faith. We all believe that what we have been given to do, that's what we should be doing. But we also have an unseen foe, an enemy that doesn't have a face. So I'm not going to put my face on what he's doing. He's an unseen foe. So we tend to want to put a face on who and what is fighting us when it's unseen. So we have to make sure that the battleground, which is our mind and our thoughts, that we not allow him in, and continue to speak those things that are not as though they were, because it's out of my mouth that it's going to matter. We all believe, but what is coming out of our mouth? And sometimes, like Melissa said, I have to inspire myself. I have to speak what God has promised me, even though I haven't seen the manifestation yet. It doesn't matter. I'll still speak what I believe he said I have to do. So if I'm doing what he's asked me to do in that season, I have to believe that at some point he's going to make it successful. And it's not up to me to make sure that happens. I just have to keep my eyes on the goal and on what he's given me to do.
It's a great reminder, I think, for all of us. Again, everyone, we're discussing week number 39 from my book, Words That Choose to Live By. You Have What It Takes. So now it's time for our panelists here, our co-hosts, to be able to share a message for each and every one of you. We're going to start with this round with Melissa. Melissa, what would you say to our audience about the importance of doing exactly what the message says, making the most of each and every opportunity?
I would say to you is it begins with believing in yourself. And if you believe in yourself, you speak words of positive. That doesn't mean that the fear is not going to happen. It's no way you can wait until all the fear is gone. Then you're going to start because everything seems perfect. Then it's going to go perfect. You can't wait to start your dream and being your best you until all those feelings go away. But what you can do is you can start where you are. You can start in your belief system about yourself, wherever that is. You focus on what is good and right for me, because you were not born by accident. It was on purpose, and you're the way you are with a plan for your life. You get up every single day and you pour positive words into your spirit, because that's where it begins. And once you do that, you will move in fear, and you will keep moving as long as you keep control of what enters your mind. So get up and just get started, and start with believing in yourself.
All right. Thank you for that, Melissa. Dr. Bama, what about you? What would you say to our audience about the importance of making the most of each and every opportunity?
You ever seen a person who is purposely hiding, hoodie on their face is hidden, they don't want anybody to notice them or see them, they're just walking around hunched and hoping nobody would say anything or stop them? That's what you do when you're hiding from your purpose and you really don't want to move forward towards what the goal is for you in terms of what God has assigned you to do. So I would say take the hoodie off, take everything you're doing to hide yourself and move it away. You have a goal to reach. God has given you an assignment, and your job is to reach towards that goal. In prayer, in meditation, God will be with you every step of the way. So you just have to believe that what he's given you to do will be accomplished. Who cares how many other people are doing the same thing? Only you can say what you have been given to say, and only you can do what you have been given to do. It's different from everyone else, because there's an audience waiting for what you have been given. So don't hold back.
It's a great message. Tina, what about for yourself? What would you say to our audience about the importance of making the most of each and every opportunity?
I would say choose not to give up. My subtitle for my first book is Some People Never Give Up. And that title is what keeps me motivated, what keeps me accountable. So uh, find a goal, find a purpose. If you haven't gotten that part figured out in your life, find that and then never give up. Because once we falter, like the saying goes, if I fall 7 times, I will get up 8. That is not giving up. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on that relationship that you're hoping to build. Don't give up on the people around you, your community, our country. We all have so much to lose if we would not fight for it. So I would say put on your armor and be ready for the fight whenever it comes. If you will not give up, then you will have the tools to move forward. So never give up.
Love that. Great message and great motivation from all of you. Moses Maddox, hello to you. Good to see you over there on IG. So again, everyone, this is week number 39 from Warriors That Choose to Live By. You can get your copy here on Amazon. As we always remind you, it's available in paperback, Kindle, as well as a hardcover as well. Want to thank our co-host for some great inspiration today. I really appreciate you guys really making this something personal for you. And I know it's going to be helpful for our audience as well. Dr. Velma, as we wrap up here, I'm going to go back to you. How can our viewers stay connected with you?
Well, feel free to subscribe on my website, drvelmabagby.com. I'm on all the social media platforms. And please also subscribe to my YouTube. And I look forward to hearing from all of you.
All right. Thank you for that, Dr. Velma. Tina, how can our audience stay connected with you?
I'd love to hear from you. You can stay in touch with me at Seminole, that's SEMINOLE, thebook.com. And let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to talk to you.
All right. Thank you for that. Tina and Melissa, how can our audience stay connected with you?
You know, one of the things in today's message that I really wanted to say and I wanted to leave you with, it says, you have been endowed with the power to change the world in an amazing way. That is so huge to me. And just take that with you this week. You can connect with me at themelissabanks.com. You'll find all of our links there, our events that are coming up, whatever is going on, if you just go to themelissabanks.com.
Appreciate that. Knowledge, hello to you over there on IG. Moses says hello to all of you as well. Really appreciate all of you. Great messages you all were able to share today for our audience. Hope this gets your week off to a great start. We appreciate you guys joining us for Words I Choose to Live By. If you've missed any of our previous shows, we're racking them up now. You can find them right here on Amazon. So make sure you guys do check the playlist here on Amazon or whatever platform you may be watching on. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll see you next week for Words I Choose to Live By. Take care.
Bye.